And welcome along and welcome back to Purbeck Valley. The harvest is over, the sunflowers are in, and now we need to start turning things around for the next year. So today I'm going to start off by getting some slurry on our two arable fields. We're going to start with field 20 and see exactly how far our slurry will go. We got 70,000 litres of slurry from the cows. I think this should be enough. We'll see how far this 8,000 litres goes. And I'm actually going to start off with the headlands. So we'll bring this in here. We'll pop out and get it started up. And yeah, as long as I can get fairly close to the edge. I don't mind about not doing a complete spread of slurry, because we'll come through and when we do our seeding, we'll actually top up all of the nitrogen levels on here. But getting a good start and a little bit of an increase in the nitrogen means that when we come to plant our crop later in the year, it will be doing a lot better straight off the bat. And it looks like our first lot of slurry is going to get us most of the way around this field, but not all the way. Got about 10 loads that I can get across these fields. It may be that we end up just doing the one field and getting everything onto this field and concentrating here on field 20. I'd like to get it across both fields, but at the moment I can't really see that happening. Field 32 is much smaller though than field 20, so we'll see where we go. For now, I'm on to my second load of slurry, so we're back to the cow yard. We're just going to pull up down the side here, get this refilled, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of trips back and forth today, and we'll see how far we go. I'm hoping this is going to be fairly simple. Once we got this done, we then need to look at mulching these fields. So if we can get this field covered, we'll get the class out, get the mulcher out, and get that working on field 20. Our second tank has made it the rest of the way around the field, and we're halfway through the first row now, and just over half a tank gone. So it's going further than I expected. I'm trying to give a bit of a break between the rows here because it will fill that in, and so that will work fine for us. We'll turn that off there, turn ourselves around, and we might make it all the way back as well, which would be good. And that would mean, well, I reckon we'd probably only used 4 tanks off of here. So 4 tanks would be 32,000 litres. If that's the case, then I think we're going to have enough to get both fields done today. We're coming up to about halfway through the main body of the field. Maybe, yeah, in fact, that's about halfway. It's just before being about halfway through the main body. So I think we're about halfway through the field. We are just finishing off our third tank of slurry here. I just got 3% left. And that means that I reckon we're going to have another 2 lots at least, maybe 3. That would be 6 in total, and yeah, would absolutely rule out being able to do the whole of the next field. So we'll head back, we'll fill up, and we'll see where we get. But yeah, at the moment this is taking slightly more than I would like. Let's see how much we've got left. Let's just jump out of here before we go to fill up. So Cow Barn is telling me that slurry, we have 50,000 litres. So we've used about 30,000 so far. That's actually not too bad. We may yet be able to do both these fields. But yeah, it's a bit less. Well, no, we've got just over half. Just over half left after we've spread this. So no, I think we might be all right. Time will tell, but at the moment we seem to be doing okay. One advantage is that the further we get across the field, the smaller the rows get, because it has this wedge along this side. So we should be okay in that it's going to use less and less on each of these rows as we go through. And that means that we'll get more rows done each time. So there's not as much of this field left as there initially looks to be. And we're getting close to another empty tank. I think one more should do this. So that would be 5 tanks in total on this field. Got a pretty good coverage at this point, which I'm very happy about. But yeah, we do need to do a little bit more. So yeah, that's tank number 4 done. Let's go and get the 5th one and hopefully finish things off. Just about there. We're down to the last 30% of this tank, and yeah, looks like we're going to be about down to 20% by the time we finish. 23%, so about a quarter of the tank left, but looking good. I think that's a good coverage on that field. We'll have to head back to the cow yard, see exactly how much we have left. We'll refill this before the next field, but I think that's taken just under 5 tanks to get field 20 done. I'm really hoping that field 32 doesn't take as many, because, well, we don't have that much left. So let's pull up, get this refilled, and see where we are. So we've got 1,850 litres in here. How much have we got in our cow shed? We've got 34,000 litres. So, yeah, just over 35,000 litres. Considering we started with 70, I think I said, yeah, 70, we might be okay here. It's a smaller field 32, so there's a chance that it will take, or that it should take less of this as a result, and I'm hoping it's going to go around. The biggest problem we're going to have is we're going to have nothing to then fertilize the grass with after the next cut. But then, seeing as the next cut is just before winter, we should have enough regenerated from the cows to do it before the spring, which is when we'll need to go and get it done. For now, though, this is doing a bang up job immediately, and we'll see how we go. We are doing 80 kilograms of nitrogen per hectare at the moment, so this is a little bit hungry compared to what we've been doing on the other field. We'll have to see how far this goes. The headland on this field is not a good indicator of how much slurry the whole thing is going to use, because it's such an odd shape. It actually has a bigger perimeter, or at least a perimeter of a similar size to the other field, to field 20. And so, yeah, we've only made it this far around the field before we've run out. That does not surprise me. Much bigger perimeter than the actual contents of the field, and so I'm expecting this, and then I'm expecting a lot less to be used once we actually get into the main part of the field itself. This is good. This is still our second banker full of slurry, and we're not only into the main body of the field, but we've got nearly one end of it done. This might actually extend the whole way across this field. We've got just over 2 tanks worth left, and yeah, there's only about half the main body of the field left to go. That is fantastic news. We're down to 52% on the second or the third tank on here. This is the longest stretch that we need to do on this field, and yeah, down to 39% by the end of it. But again, we're now doing a much smaller area, and we'll have more turns, and yeah, this should go quite a bit further. In fact, there's definitely not another full tank's worth on here to do. So this looks like we're gonna get away with it, which makes me very happy. Actually, I'm overjoyed that there's enough to get this all done. And what it means we'll be able to do is get out there with the class, or actually maybe even this tractor, and get the mulching done today without having to hire a worker to get it done as well. And that again is going to save us money, which is fantastic news. Is this actually going to go to the end of this field? No. We've got 5% left. There is no way this is stretching to the end of this field. We're down to next to nothing. Oh, come on. No, we are. In fact, we've run out. So, yeah, we've got to go and get a really small amount of slurry, finish this field off, and then we can look at getting these mulched today as well. So I'm not going to put much in this. I mean, this is going to just be a tiny amount that we need. So bring it over. 10% should do it. 863 liters. We'll bring that up to the top corner of the field here. Yeah, more than enough to finish off this corner and make sure that we do have the right amount across all of it. There we go. That is all done. Really interesting that the top part of this field is being unaffected by that. I don't think we have any patches that need scanning. Yeah, not that I can see. So there's no outdated data on here at all, which, considering that these fields are getting fairly dark and one more harvest probably means they need a rescan, they are in pretty good nick as far as the soil data goes. So let's go put this away, hook up our mulcher, and get started on mulching these fields. Now, to mulch our crops, we actually need to head down to the shop. We own a set of rollers, and these can be retrofitted to be a mulcher as well. So we'll get that picked up. We're going to take these down the shop, and we'll check what's in there and available to purchase as well. We don't really have any money to purchase anything at the moment, but I always like to do a little bit of window shopping. Plus, to be honest, if we can pick up a cheap pallet of seeds or something like that, that is going to help us. So into here, we want to customize this, and yeah, we can change this to a mulching roller. That is going to cost us £1,000, but much cheaper than either buying or leasing another roller. So we'll go with that. Let's hook those up, and let's just have a quick look in the shop. Interesting stuff on sale today. There's a Class Dominator, which if we didn't have our own combine, we would probably be looking at trying to get. There's a Cedar that's too big. There's a Massey that's actually a really nice 8S, but unaffordable to us. Yeah, otherwise, not really anything of any use. So let's jump back in the tractor and go and get these fields mulched. With this roller, this should not take too long either. So, yeah, this should be a fairly quick job to get finished today. And this job we can probably use the GPS for. So we'll bring this down this side, unfold the rollers, and I want to line it up on this first section of field here. So what we'll do is activate the GPS, back up, and down. I am really intrigued to see how the GPS is going to work in FS25 a bit more. It's at the moment I have my my reservations and the things that I want to see. Why is this not mulching? It is supposed to be a mulching roller. We've had it mulch stuff before. It's, yeah, why is this not mulching this field? That's really weird. Don't tell me that I've spent £1,000 on this and it doesn't do what it's supposed to. I thought we'd already used one of these as a mulcher on here. That is very, very strange. So it does appear separately in here as a mulching roller as well. So we're going to borrow this. Yeah, we're going to lease this. They're going to give us a refund for the 535 just so that we can test this. But that would be really weird. So they've given us a refund. Oh, only 235. Okay, and there's the other 300. So let's hook up this one that's come out of the mulching category and see if this actually does the mulching, because that would be very, very strange. In fact, that would be very annoying if this mod has a mulching roller that just has those as options and a normal roller that has those as options. So if that's the case, I think we'll complain to the shop. We've pretty much bought the mulching side of this. We would need to sort things out here. This would yeah, this would basically be leased for free this year because they've already charged us 1,000, and we can go from there. Yeah, for a mulching setup that doesn't work. Let's unfold this and see if their actual mulching setup does. Burst it up. And there we are, in position. Bring it down. And are you gonna start mulching when I move forwards? Yes, it is. So that's an interesting thing about this mod. You have to buy, or you have to get the mulching version to actually mulch. You have to pick it up as a mulcher. You can't just reconfigure the standard roller to be a mulcher. That's annoying. That's really annoying. So as I was saying, before our mulcher stopped working or started not working, I'm really intrigued to find out more about GPS in FS25. We've got an initial idea. We know it's definitely nowhere near as complex as the GPS mod. It seems to be an auto-generated track that you can then set your tractor off driving around, so you don't have to actually stop and turn at the end. It will automatically turn everything for you. I don't know if it automatically lifts implements and everything as well. So basically a track that you control, but I'm intrigued to see more of it and to find out a little bit more. I am still very much hoping that we're going to be able to adjust the number of headlands on it. At the moment, as I understand, there are only 2 headlands on everything, which is fine for a lot of jobs. I think anything with a 6-meter piece of equipment, a 12-meter headland, is going to be fine. With something like a plow, though, that's 1.5 meters, a 3-meter headland is not going to be anywhere near enough. So yeah, I'm really hoping that's going to be adjustable, and we'll be able to do bigger sets of headlands, and it's all looking very promising, though. FS25 is looking very nice so far. This is absolutely cutting through this field now. Good rhythm going, keeping everything nicely turning. I am very pleased that when I got that roller, it wasn't the mulching version. That would have caused absolute havoc when we went to roll in our crops. I do want to kind of test this one, though, because it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird to have those options, but not to change the functionality of it. So I'm guessing there's an error in the mod there somewhere, or it's just a mod that shouldn't have the option to switch out the rollers, and instead should just have a mulching one available in one section and a rolling one available in the other. and go from there. It's doing a brilliant job, and we kind of knew that because we've had this on here before. Yeah, it's very odd that it gives you a mulching option on the roller, and it just doesn't work. And I'm guessing the same is true going the other way. If you were to buy the rolling version of this mulcher, it wouldn't roll stuff in. It would just continue to mulch. I'm slightly surprised. I was expecting, after putting sunflowers in, that we were going to need to plow this year, but no, we're not going to. We can just direct seed into this field. So that's really good news. We absolutely do not have to actually plow our fields. That really simplifies things as far as what we have to do, because as soon as these fields are mulched, we're going to get the direct seeder in here in the springtime, and there'll literally be nothing else to do here until then. Roller is doing a fantastic job. We're coming to the end of the field here. We'll need to clean up the headlands a little bit once we're done, but that will be this field done. It is also coming up to 5 o'clock. I am going to continue on to field 32, although we may have to do that a little bit of that off camera. But it's all holding up really, really well. I'm pleased with this. I mean, we lost time because of the mucking around with the rollers, and I'm gonna refund another 500 pounds simply because we've got a roller that, well, we're a roller with an option that isn't usable, so we should actually be £500 better off than we are roughly. So yeah, I will get the other £500 refunded, because we shouldn't be paying for something that doesn't work. And yeah, I think we'll be in a good position with that then, and we can return this mulcher then once we are done with it. This should be the first main body part of the field that we mulch. I'm going to go up to the top end, clean up, especially along the side here, and then the rest of the headlands will get done in a minute. As we come back to the gateway, that is everything just about done. There's a couple of small patches around the field, but nothing that's going to make a big difference to our yield. I mean, this in itself doesn't make a big difference to our yield, so it's not worth spending too much time or effort on this. There are a couple of longer patches here I'm just going to go over before I fold things up. But yeah, it's 5:30, and I think we're good. Right, so we're going to go into the evening. Wait, look at that swing round as we fold it up. But yeah, we're going to go head into the evening. We're going to continue on and get field 32 done. But it's going to be more of the same of what we've just been doing. So really, what I'm going to do is leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.